Hello students and welcome to the class. I am a history teacher Manoj Arora. Today we will be reading with the next part of the chapter, that is Rebels and the Raj. But before I start the chapter, I hope you all will be fine at your homes, taking care of your family as well as yourself. Children, in the last video if you remember, we studied about the kind of relations the Britishers had with India. What kind of changes came up during that? What were the different reasons that the sepoys which were serving the British army, they stood against the same British? From where they get those guts to stand against the guns, to stand against such a big empire where the sun never sets? We are going to read about this only. Let us see the political causes, because I told you earlier also that in the earlier classes, in the smaller classes, you had studied the religious causes, the political causes, the social causes and the immediate cause. But we are going to read about in a different aspect. This would be a political cause. Awadh in revolt. 1851, Lord Dalhousie, seeing the condition of Awadh as it would become the great center of a trade in the northern India, it brought water in his mouth, and he told that Awadh would be a cherry that would drop in his mouth one day. He told this in 1851, and see, in 1856, Awadh was annexed by the British. It also had a long story. 1801, subsidiary alliance was signed with Awadh, which meant that Awadh would not be able to keep its own army. They had to keep the army of the British. Now, the Nawab of Awadh was completely depending upon the British in order to tackle with the rebellious talukdars or the zamindars. He did not have his own army. For everything he had to ask the army from the British. Although the entire expenditure of taking care of the British army was on the shoulders of the Nawab, but yet, if the Nawab wanted to use the same army, he had to take the permission from the British. It had brought Nawab to his knees in order to take care of his own area, of his own kingdom. And the British charged him that he was negligent, he was misgoverning his area, and on that grounds, Awadh was annexed from the Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Maratha land, Doab, Carnatic, Punjab, and later on Bengal. Slowly and slowly the entire India, for different reasons, was going in the hands of the British. The Jhansi went under doctrine of lapse. Awadh went under subsidiary alliance. One or the other reason was there that the Britishers were trying to bring entire India in their political clutches. Life gone out of the body. When the British had charged that Nawab was not able to govern his territory properly, when he was told to leave Awadh and go to exile to Calcutta, many thousands of people had come to the boundary of Awadh in order to give him a farewell. Angrez Bahadur Ain. This was the song they sang till the boundary. Everybody was weeping, giving a farewell to Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Wajid Ali Shah was deeply loved. Removing Wajid Ali Shah from his throne, dethroning him, was a kind of the breaking of the entire social structure. In the court of Nawab, there were singers, there were artists, there were painters, there were cooks, there were wrestlers. Various people were there, those who would perform their art. But once he was dethroned, this art also found the place nowhere. So it was not only the breaking of the political system, but also the cultural system as well. Led to the dissolution of the code and culture that I already told you. Firangi Raj and the end of the world. Many people considered that the coming of these Britishers, to whom they called Firangis, they had totally destroyed the Indian social structure. I just gave you the example and we will read once again here also. Dispossession of talukdars. Now talukdars were not only the intermediaries, those who were collecting the taxes from the peasants and giving to the British. They had their social importance to which British did not understand. Removal of the talukdars was a kind of direct people. Now the farmers had to directly face the British. When the talukdars were there in between, the talukdars were collecting the taxes and keeping the money, a little part with them, and rest of the money was given to the British. But the talukdars were removed, the pressure of the revenue, the pressure of the rent was not reduced in the peasants. The peasants had to pay the same tax to the British. So what was the use of removing the talukdars? It was not beneficial at all to the peasants. Peasants were paying the same taxes. And this was the first time that the British came to know that the area was over-rented, over-assessed, and the farmers were not able to pay the rent. These talukdars were not only the intermediaries, they were helping the farmers in various ways. The summary settlement turned the talukdars into interlopers, and further when their army was seized, there was a kind of agreement between the zamindars and the talukdars. Till the talukdars were able to agree to the suzerainty of the zamindar, the talukdar was allowed to have his own army, by which he was able to tackle or take care of the entire area. But when talukdar were dispossessed, this middle part, this connection which broke off, it had brought peasants to their knees. Many a times when the peasants were not able to pay the rent, the talukdars would pay from their pocket and take from the peasants in installments. But the British did not have such policy. This made British very difficult from the peasants. If they wanted to collect the taxes from the peasants, it was very difficult for the British to do that. Removal of talukdars broke the society. That link between the farmers and the talukdars were broken, and removing the talukdar did not benefit not the talukdars also and the peasants also. Both were not happy with this new system. Peasants came to the direct exposure, just I told. Talukdar helped Awadh Nawab. When the revolt took place, many of the talukdars remained with Nawab till the end. And when the wife of Nawab started a revolt from Lucknow, many of the talukdars supported till the end, even till her defeat. They remained with the wife of Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. From 1820 to 1840, there was a change in the behavior of the British. I told in the last video also that they became racially superior. They started in 1820, they would sit with them, they would eat with them, they would celebrate their festivals. By 1840, they showed themselves as racially superior, which was not liked at all by the Indians. The close links of Sepoy to the rural world. Whatever the Indian soldiers were facing in the army, they would write the letters to their family back that what kind of violence, abuses, racial discrimination they had to face in the army. And when our soldiers rose up to mutiny, and when this news went to the Awadh villages, when it went to the villages, their brothers stood up in the villages to help their brothers in the army. And that's how this entire revolt spread rapidly in the entire North India. I hope you must have understood this chapter. Today we will do till here only. If you have got any problem, do write to me in the comment box or come to me in the online sessions arranged by the school. Still you have got problem, note them down. Do read NCERT books, that is a must. Please give your maximum time in studies. Thank you very much. God bless you.